What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in on today's video. As you guys saw, we got the truck up on the dyno. I'm going to go ahead and run that video here shortly. But I wanted to go over everything that we've done to the truck up to this point before we put, before I show you guys the numbers of what it put down in the video of it on the dyno. I'm going to go over, I get a lot of questions, what's done to the truck, and everything's been recorded that's been done to the truck. But and that's all in a series that's in my playlist section over there on my channel. But we're going to go over everything that we've done to the truck, just engine-wise, not really necessarily suspension, all that other junk. But we're going to go over what's done to the engine to make the power that we made on the dyno. I have the dyno sheet with me. I'm going to kind of review that a little bit. And, of course, I'm going to show the video of us actually on the dyno. To kick off this video, we're going to go ahead and go over everything that we've done to the engine to get to this point so that everybody knows what it takes to get to this power level. And, yeah, let's get started. All right, so we're going to start kind of from the bottom of the engine and work our way up. So the first thing I want to mention is this truck has a Stage 2 cam. River City Diesel Stage 2 cam. Now what the Stage 2 cam is, it gets rid of any emissions profiling on the cam, and then it also adds a little bit of different duration for the valve opening and closing. Might hold them a little bit more open than normal. It's a really good setup. I didn't have to do anything to the pistons or anything like that. I do have 6.4 push rods, which are a little bit shorter than the 6.0 push rods. They don't offer the 6.0 push rods anymore. 6.4 push rods are now the updated version push rod for the 6.0s. So we do have those on here. We also have River City Diesel's high rev valve springs. To go along with that, in the head, we also have O-ringed heads. Obviously, the truck is studded, of course. So that is pretty much everything on the valve train side of it. We do have a Warren Diesel billet low pressure oil pump with also ARP bolts there. ARP bolts on the back side of the crank as well. Odawgs ported intake. Obviously, no limit intake here. The PowerMax is slightly modified. We have a KC billet wheel in the front, but it's basically just your PowerMax turbo. WPE diesel up pipes, one-piece up pipes. Mishimoto intercooler boots and tubes. Stock injectors. The fueling side of it, we have a 6.7 Powerstroke fuel pump that we rigged up onto the truck, which now runs half-inch lines. That comes up and feeds the both front side of our head. It goes through, comes back out, and this is where we have our regulated return. This is from XDP, regulated return kit. So our fueling side of it, we're set up for a lot more fuel than just stock injectors. So that's pretty much it as far as our engine modifications go. We have a ton of air with the ported intake, the Stage 2 cam, this huge, massive, no-limit intake. I mean, we have a lot of air going into the truck, going back out of the truck. The fueling side of it, we have all the fuel supply, right? We have all the regulation for the fuel, but we're still on stock injectors. Big old PowerMax turbo with a billet wheel on that. I don't really know how much the Stage 2 cam can affect this, but a lot of people say that if you're on stock injectors, there is literally just not enough fuel for the stock injectors to make 500 horsepower. Well, what I was hoping to do, or what I was hoping to prove, was that you can make 500 horsepower if you're able to more efficiently use the air going into the vehicle. So with the PowerMax, with the no-limit intake, the ported intake manifold, and the Stage 2 cam, I was hoping that we could utilize that air more effectively or efficiently to get to that 500 horsepower mark. And then in combination with that, having the regulated return with the 6.7 fuel pump, we might be able to squeak a little bit more fuel than what you would normally see on a stock injector 6.0. So before we move into the video of the truck on the dyno and going over the numbers, leave a comment down below, take your guesses. You guys are gonna enjoy this. right, so let's get to the numbers now. Hopefully you guys took your guesses down in the comments. I did post a picture on Instagram. Some of you guys were stupid close. Some of you guys were really freaking close. The highest horsepower that the truck made was 524.8 horsepower at 3,120 RPM. The max torque was 982 at 2,480 RPM. So there you go. There's our 3 runs. The first run, 512, and then the last 2 were at 524. Pretty consistent, all over 500. And then our torque numbers back here, all above the 970 mark. Didn't quite make it to 1,000 horsepower. 1,000 foot-pounds here. But let's take a look at our graph here. So this is our torque reading. This is our horsepower. You can see our torque, which I have to kind of contribute this to mainly the VGT turbo. Our torque comes on pretty hard, and then it slowly starts to drop off once we get above the 2,500 RPM range. Now, if you look at our horsepower here, our horsepower is consistently climbing until he lets off of the throttle. So you can see here, this was the first run. He let off the throttle a lot sooner, and then I think he bumped up the load a little bit and started carrying it out a little bit more, which you can see here, right about here, it starts to lose its power and kind of drop off a little bit. So he actually knew what he was doing. Very happy with these guys here, Diesel Doctor, their dyno. I was very pleased with how he ran the truck. We did reset our data on the truck. So before the truck went on the dyno, we reset our data for our CTS. So we're going to take a quick look at that. We're going to look at our highest RPM, EGTs, boost, and everything like that, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what you're seeing on this setup. Go to main menu. Records. So if you look here, our boost, our max boost was 32.9. That is the most boost this truck has seen. So this boost here is reading, the 29 here is reading from our map sensor. This is reading directly from our intake horn going into the engine. EGTs, you can see there, we're running super, just super cool. 1,253 degrees there. Fuel pressure, of course, really good there. 125 miles per hour. Oh my gosh. That is nuts. 3,900 RPMs. Nothing really too crazy there. We can handle more than that, but we never even saw the rev limiter or nothing like that. So there it is, guys. Got the truck on the dyno. Really super happy with the numbers. We were hoping for the 500 horsepower mark. We crushed the 500 horsepower mark. Now we have to look forward to what are we going to do next with the truck. Watson Diesel Nationals, Calhoun County Fair. That's in 2 weeks from now. So we are going to be at that event as well. So just really exciting, guys. Very, very cool. Thanks so much for tuning into this video. Comment. Tell me what you guys think. Give me your guys' opinion. Stock injectors making over 500 horsepower. It's kind of a spectacle. I don't know. I think it's pretty accurate, but leave your comments down below. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.